Hi guys, welcome back. I was just recording and my stupid alarm went off, so I gotta try this again. But anyways, I'm recording to you from a new beach this time. I started recording at Camarón, so hopefully I'll be able to show you guys that on my way back. Let me see. Yeah, you can't really see behind me that way, but I'll show you the views in the meantime in this direction. Alright, so let me try this again. Yeah, to catch up on a few things again, like things I've noticed and all that. One of the things I noticed when I got here that I was surprised, and I thought originally just had to do with the fact that I'm not from here, but I noticed people were doing the handshake more than like the kiss on the cheek. And yeah, I kind of assume that's like, oh, because I'm not from here, so they think that's like, you know, more common for us. But I noticed it's actually just pretty common here, which again, I'm surprised to see because Latin America, it's like always kiss on the cheek. Not that they don't do it, but a lot more of the handshake, or like starts with a handshake and then fist bump, or like then kiss on the cheek. So it's just a lot more common here, which was surprising, and I really don't remember that from being in Mexico other times. But anyways, and then I had also learned, I don't think I told you guys before, that apparently Mazatlán is the only place in Mexico that has a historic center and it also the beach. So that's really cool that it offers like both. Usually, apparently it's one or the other. And then also another side note is I'd mentioned to you guys about on Dia de los Muertos how in the parade they were like the people pouring beer, and the one guy asked if I was Argentinian, and I like somewhat heard, and I just replied yes, and then he didn't pour me any beer. Anyways, so apparently that's been the assumption I've noticed, that people think I'm Argentinian, which of course I don't mind. For me, that's a compliment, but just funny, because now it's happened several times. And so it just confirms that that's definitely what that guy said that other time. Anyways, so that happened like twice in the same day, last Saturday when I was running, and just not that long ago when I was on the beach, this guy came up and asked like if I was Argentinian. I'm like, no, thanks. So yeah, that's been the assumption, which again, I'm like, I'll take that over people assuming I'm from the States, because I feel like we always have a bad reputation, but it's just funny that that's the assumption. So to backtrack on everything that's been going on since the last video, after running to La Marea, so I took my time just walking back, and a lot of times just kind of taking advantage of whatever's around. And so I was going by Pinos, at that other beach where I surf sometimes, and there's kind of like a little fort back there behind, which I hadn't been to yet. And apparently you're not allowed to go there unless you like enter through this building, this museum in front. And so I checked it out, it was free entry, and I was like, sure, why not check out this little museum. It's called the Casa de Marinos, so it has to do with the Marines, but also talks a lot about the ocean and navigation. But then also you learn about the history too, some of Mazatlán. The fort, the canyon they have there is from basically when the French were trying to invade. I learned a lot more when I was over there, but have already forgotten a lot of the details. So they have one there, another one in La Marea, which you guys saw in the last video, and there's one other one somewhere in Mazatlán, I don't remember where. I don't remember if they're all replicas, but anyways, I think the one in Pinos is either the original or where it was actually located at the time. So explored that, and then also, since that day was kind of like doing my workout with running instead of surfing, all that, I stopped on my way back also at this little outdoor gym they have by the basketball court, also kind of near my place. So got a little workout in there, and then later on headed back. I was a really long full day and unplanned too. I ended up getting back like later in the afternoon when I was just planning to go kind of for a quick run. But went to that event I had mentioned to you guys, and it kind of worked out timing. On my way walking there, ended up buying tepache from this one guy. So if you guys don't know, it's basically like a fermented drink you can find in Mexico, which I didn't learn about super long ago, and I had first tried in the States, but it's from here. And so anyways, bought some from this guy on the way, and then we were chatting for a while, and anyways, it's just, again, it's all about like, here people are just friendly, everyone talks to each other, and you're like always making connections, and then like see what that leads to. But then eventually made it to the event, so a lot later than I had planned, but it kind of worked out. It wasn't like you needed to be there super long, so they had some artists selling things and some live music and some food. They had like a little deal with kind of like tapas and wine, so I got that, even though it's not like food wasn't that great, to be honest. But anyways, just something to do and mix it up. So that was the rest of the day. That was Saturday. And then Sunday, I went surfing at Brujas again, and ended up getting there late because my alarm didn't go off. I realized later that, because I set it after midnight for the next day. So anyways, it ended up being set for Monday, not Sunday. But still made it, even though it was kind of like windier and choppier at that point. And then when I got out, one of the girls who's in the surf group, she was hanging out at the beach. And so I ended up hanging out with her basically like the rest of the afternoon at the beach. So that was cool. Again, like always nice having some more beach time and not just purely going to surf. And it just, again, kind of like came out of nowhere without a plan, which happens a lot too, but I like. So that was a Sunday. And then on Monday, I ended up going for a run again. So I've been running a lot this past week, not planned again. It's just funny because I haven't done anything running wise since I got here, now all this week. We were gonna go surfing, but it ended up being super windy and it didn't look great. So I ended up doing a run, and then, but later on ended up playing basketball. So that was another first since I got here, which was fun. So Paul plays sometimes on Mondays and has met people from playing because it's just kind of pickup games. And so I joined in on that, and not that I was like doing great, during the games, but the last game was fun because I ended up scoring 5 shots, so it was fun. And then they're all like, throw it to Gabby, throw it to Gabby. So anyways, it was fun also to do something different, change it up, and I haven't played since San Diego, and just kind of got back into basketball like a few months ago. So trying to expand on my options too, here, obviously surf, but it's nice to have other options as well. So yeah, that was Monday. Tuesday, back to surfing, of course, Brujas, and then grabbed some tacos after, and then later on I went out to salsa for the first time since I've been here. So I'd also been wanting to do that. I'm also in a salsa group chat, if I hadn't mentioned that prior. Katie had basically like let me know. I saw she dances and I was like, when are you going? And anyways, so I had her like add me to the group so I could see what was going on. So they have this spot where they go on Tuesday. So I finally made it to that. Actually, it was Ruiseñor, same place where I was after doing that food tour. Anyways, so went there, and they had salsa, bachata, and cumbia. And anyways, it was fun. It's a small spot, so it's kind of funny that they have salsa there because there's not a lot of room at all. But again, it was fun to do something new and mix it up and all of that. And then Wednesday, I ended up going for a run again, for a little bit, again, just to get out for a bit, get some exercise. And then went to the movies later. So that was another first just since I've been here. And saw Gladiator 2, which is really good. And it's in the mall, so walked around the mall a little bit before that. But yeah, it's a good movie. I couldn't really remember much of the first one. But yeah, it was good. And then, so in between Tuesday night and Wednesday, basically, again, with all the group chats and people always sharing just what's going on, what's happening, someone had shared that, so Camarón, where I'm walking from, there's this access to the beach, like this little passageway, and someone had shared that they had put up poles like on Tuesday that you could see that they were basically getting ready to set up a fence. So people were all upset about it because they're like, how can they fence it off? It's public beach, you know, like they can't do that. And then by Wednesday there was a fence up, so everyone's like, what's going on? What the hell? They can't do that. It's illegal, all these things. And so really quickly it came together, which was cool. But basically everyone was like talking and sharing and like, let's do a demonstration Thursday, you know. So again, like kind of make a ruckus to let them know that you can't do that. Basically, it's public beach. And so a bunch of people showed up, not just surfers too, because obviously it's a great surf spot, but they do tournaments there and everything. It's not even just like, it's not that it just affects surfers, but it's beach access. And also like there's the fishermen that they also go to that beach to get oysters, dive for oysters and stuff like that. So anyways, it was kind of shared in different groups, and people just getting the word out to come out and be part of that, to like protest basically them closing off the beach, which apparently I found out it had to do with the owner, basically a restaurant next to there, just decided to put up a fence, which again, you can't do, but that happens here. So I ended up getting there late, unfortunately, but it was cool to be a part of that. Basically, they took the fence down, and hopefully it doesn't go back up. So that was Thursday. Thursday later on, went to that. And then later, because again, of course you see like a lot of the same people there from the surf groups and all that. So the same girl that I ended up hanging out with Sunday at the beach, she was there, Aurora. Some other people, actually 2 Auroras, so both in that chat. They were gonna go like grab a beer after. Here, I'm gonna show you guys the view and then head back the other way. I don't know if I'll make it back to Camarón to show you, but we'll see. Anyways, good view from here of whatever hotels and things are here. And these are the Tres Islas. You can see the paragliders, hopefully, there. So that's Isla de Venados, that's Isla de Pájaros, and that little one there is Isla de Chivos. Alright, so we ended up going out to Tres Islas, the brewery that I had not yet been to, but had just tried the beer at Ruiseñor the other night. So that was fun, and they were saying how like that's kind of their favorite of the breweries in town, and it's just a good vibe. Like every time you go, you know people, and it's that sort of thing, which was true. We got there, and like even I know people too, because again, a lot of people that you always see when you're out surfing and that sort of thing. So that was cool getting to check that out. I did a sampler of 4 different beers. They had a lot of IPAs. But anyways, it's a cool spot. And funny enough too, like in the bathroom on whatever it was, Electric Box or something like that, they had all these stickers, you know, that people put different breweries and whatever. And there were several from San Diego. So I was like, oh, that's cool. We saw Modern Times and I forget which other ones, but anyway, it was just cool to see that. I was like, someone's obviously been here in San Diego. Had some tacos there. They had a little food truck that's always out there apparently, which is really good. Had some pastor and chorizo, which pastor is my favorite. And afterwards, again, like friend of a friend, and there was basically a goodbye party happening for someone like close by who's moving to Dubai actually, or moved now, but went there afterwards, hung out there for a bit. Again, a lot of the same people that are at the brewery. So that was Thursday. So exciting day. And again, like I love how things just kind of happen that way, that you know, it's not like I had a plan to go out and then like ended up going out after the demonstration and all that, because just running into people and that sort of thing, which is cool. So that brings me to Friday. It almost catches me up. So Friday, which is yesterday, I went to this yoga class, so that was another first since I've been here. Definitely been needing to do yoga with all the surfing, which I haven't really been doing. But again, also trying to save money, not spend, so not like sign up for classes and stuff like that. But basically, everybody who competed in the surf contest was given like a free class to try at the studio, whether it's yoga, Pilates, whatever. So I just wanted to do yoga. And it's kind of located near the marina a little bit farther north. Oh, anyways, so I took the bus there. Now I've learned a new route, which is good and helpful, because the other one like just goes straight up and down, kind of the main road along the coast and beach. And this other one, now I know how to get to like the mall and movies where I went the other day, and the same bus route goes there. So anyways, helpful learning, because they don't really have apps they use or nothing shows up in Google. So I was like asking, and again, it's all kind of like you just ask around and figure it out. But without that, it's like hard to know what bus to take and where do you stop, all those things. So anyways, I went to the class, which was good. It was pretty hard actually. I was surprised. It wasn't a big class or anything, but it was definitely more advanced. Like the teacher, well, of course, like the teacher usually can do a lot, but was showing like some different poses that were definitely super advanced. But I feel like there were a lot of people in the class that were able to do some of the more advanced poses and stuff like that. Of course, there's always modifications, but yeah, it was like a bit more challenging, I would say, than other ones I've been to, but cool to check out. And then again, since I was already in that area, I was gonna go to that class Thursday later in the day, because of course I don't like getting up early if I don't have to. But once that demonstration kind of came about, I was like, okay, well, I'll have to reschedule it, and we had to use the class this month. So I ended up going in the morning Friday, and then again, I was just kind of taking advantage because I was already in that area, so I'm like, might as well explore a bit while I'm here. And stopped into this restaurant to have a coffee. Basically, that studio is also right near this big, nice mall over there, a little bit farther north, this other mall, Galerías. And it wasn't open yet, but I was like, well, I'll grab a coffee first and then chill there for a bit. And then once the mall was open, I went back over there just to check it out and see what they had. It's actually not too big, but yeah, just to walk around and explore a bit. So that was earlier in the day, yesterday. And then the guy that I'm basically working with to do the promotions for the restaurant, and also will be working with to do the food tours and stuff like that. Anyways, like in conversations we had earlier, he's like, I owe you sushi, like for helping with the videos and stuff. So anyways, we went out to this sushi place that is supposed to be the best one. And it was really good. Sushi Ko is the name. It's a hole in the wall, you wouldn't know it's there, which usually, again, those are the best ones, right? And it's actually really close to my place, so I could go walking. Anyways, we went there and got basically just kind of whatever they recommend, like instead of choosing, you know, whatever like chef wants to do, that style. And so started with this little roll, and then had different types of nigiri, so when it's just the fish and the rice. And anyways, it was really good. Of course, everything's super fresh, so tried, like, there are a bunch of different ones with tuna and salmon and shrimp, and anyways, it's really good. And then, so I guess I'm noticing the pattern, but this is what happened the first time I met him, and I was like tagging along for the food tour, but it ended up being this whole night out. So anyways, that was like same thing yesterday, which again, I had no idea. Like, all I knew was like, okay, we're gonna grab sushi, but then it was like turned into another kind of whole night, but it was cool of exploring. So where the lighthouse is, I had basically driven there this other time, but if you drive kind of past the lighthouse, there's nothing really there. It just almost looks like a dirt parking lot or something like that. But apparently, like, people will go there at night to hang out, and like you can see the stars and everything, just drink and chill or whatever. So we stopped there, and then afterwards ended up at Tres Islas. So again, funny, it's like go the whole time of never having been there, and then back-to-back nights end up there. He had also brought a growler from there to the sushi place because you can bring drinks, but they don't sell anything there. So I ended up stopping there, and basically like we did a tour, you know, like a brewery hopping tour for the most part. Started there, and then there's this other brewery down the street which I had seen the day before called Cerveceria Barraza. So we stopped there to have another drink. Anyway, so again, cool getting to check out that spot. And then from there, we went to this other brewery, which I had mentioned before. I had seen it's right by the Historic Center. NSR are the initials. And it's got like a nice outdoor patio and just a different vibe. So anyways, we got a flight there and tried some different flavors at that brewery. And then from there went to, of course, back to Ruiseñor. So that's like the spot. And again, this friend works there as the manager and bartends. So we went there afterwards, which again ended up staying there until they shut down, and had more Tres Islas. And again, like the drinks just keep coming, you know, so I'm not even ordering anything like, oh, my glass is full again or whatever. And then he was basically like making this drink for someone, which apparently the guy sitting behind us was the son of one of the previous presidents. So it's like, wow, at the brewery, or not brewery, but the bar, like hanging out right next to us. He was making him this one drink that he was like lighting on fire and all that stuff. Anyways, it looked cool and good. And so I ended up getting one of those too, and it was really good. It had like lime and little sugar and whiskey, which I don't like, but anyways, lit on fire, you mixed all the stuff with it. Cardamom even was in there. It was good. Definitely unique, different. So we hung out there till it closed. And then it wasn't even karaoke night, but the guy I was with, he was like, all right, karaoke, let's do karaoke again, which apparently he like had never done before the last time. And then here we are doing karaoke again, and it's not even karaoke night, but again, he knows the guy, and so they can kind of just do whatever they feel like, basically. So I ended up singing some karaoke again. Of course, that wasn't planned. And then again, never knowing what's coming next, and I was thinking like, oh, it'll just be this or that or whatever. And then we end up going to this one bar, more or less, bar, club, whatever you call it, called DeLorean, like in Back to the Future, which is kind of where they have the after party when everything else shuts down, which also kind of looks like, it looks underground actually, but like a divey place where, you know, there's like, people are just like writing a bunch of stuff on the wall, like the wall's just covered with random, I wouldn't even really say artwork, but drawings and writings, whatever. And anyways, DJ was there playing super electronic music, definitely like more electronic vibe than the style than I typically like, but again, just like cool, checking out something new, changing it up, had kind of like some blacklight vibes going on. And then of course, again, which is funny because I was talking to this one guy at Tres Islas the day before, who's one of the surfers, and he was mentioning like different stuff that he does for work, and one of the things he does is he's a DJ. And then the next day there, I realized like, oh, he's DJing at this bar right now. Like, again, random coincidence. So we hung out there for a bit, and again, just another thing, like picking up on things and noticing, which is like, man, so I was just looking at the prices of the drinks and stuff they had up on the wall, and the beer was $2. I'm like, man, you do not find that anywhere in the US anymore. Nice things to take advantage of while you're here, definitely. And then basically stayed there until that shut down. It was like 3:30 about. And then from there, he had mentioned earlier, like, the best place to get pastor tacos. So anyways, which is this Oaxacan place.